gentlemen, welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host Belmont, and today I'm coming at you with my review for Death Stranding, the Director's Cut. I was specifically playing this game on Xbox, and I was originally excited when this came out on Xbox. I think cross-platform or open availability platform should be like the way that most games go, especially ones that are highly developed like this. Oh, I'm gonna have to just straight up mute this. Hang on. No sound. This is some gameplay footage I captured while playing this, and it's just gonna be running in the background, so it's not just me ranting at an empty screen. But I really wanted to enjoy this game. I really did. I've put in probably about 30 hours now. I'm on the 5th or 6th chapter. I'm not sure. Whichever one's right after the Mama chapter. I just did all the Mama. It's moved to the next chapter after that. I'm going to try to beat it, but I am not really enjoying this game. I think it has a lot of problems. So we'll go ahead and we're just going to do like the good, the bad, and the ugly kind of thing. The good is the graphics and the acting. They obviously did good character scans. The people in this game look like their real world counterparts, which tells me that when these Western companies scan characters and dramatically change the way the actors look from the real world to the video game, that's a deliberate choice. Changing the way Mary Jane looked in Spider-Man, deliberate choice. Changing the way the actress that they scanned for Star Wars Outlaws, deliberate choice. They did not do that on accident, because when you play this game, you see it when you play Cal Kestis, the Jedi Fallen Order. But this one especially, like, these people look exactly like their real world counterparts. The graphics in the world are great. Everything looks great in this. And it's one of those things that it kind of tells me that graphics have not developed that much in the past 5 years. It seems games have gotten bigger and they don't look any better. Like, this looks fantastic, amazing. And as I said, that's the good. The graphics, great. The fact that it's an open world action adventure game, one of my favorite genres. I love open world action adventures. It was part of the reason I wanted to play it. And I know it's gotten a lot of love and a lot of hate, but I try not to let other reviews sway me when it comes to a game. I prefer to form my own opinion. Now, you can form a good opinion off of clips and gameplay watching other people. And there were some problems I saw years ago, but I don't really remember them that well. And I was told that a lot of the issues may have been fixed in the director's cut. Check it out. So I checked it out. But, I think the most fun I've had in this game so far, well, we'll get to that later. That was the good. I think the graphics and the acting are the good of this game. They're not just good, they're great. The game looks beautiful. It functions mostly. But then we're going to get into the bad. And that's a lot of the little gameplay features are janky as hell. Now, I try not to judge it too much, considering that this is technically an independent studio. I get it. It's Kojima. And he did get a lot of money to make this game. But it was their first venture into developing their own game. So there are going to be issues with everything. But it seems like the heavy focus on this game is traversing the world. And your character is kind of bad at it. You either have to ride on a vehicle, which the vehicle controls are kind of wonky, and the smallest, it's like the vehicles in this game are basically a skateboard on pavement. You're going smooth, perfectly fine, and then the tiniest little structure that gets in your way stops your ass dead. You run into a small rock and your vehicle just stops, and you're like, what the hell? That was part of the issue I had with that. Moving around the map was kind of a chore. I think this is why we'll go ahead and get into one of my favorite parts of the game is constructing these roads, expanding the world, just because it, one, makes it easier to travel, and two, I just kind of like this dumb technology where things just build themselves. It's fascinating to watch. It's very Irken technology-esque. If you've ever watched Invader Zim, you know what I'm talking about. If not, go watch Invader Zim. You'll understand what I mean by Irken technology. And that was one of the little things that was a bad part to me. Another part that really annoyed me was the fact that it's very intensive on carrying things because, you know, you're like basically, you know, post-apocalyptic. You're the postman from that Kevin Costner movie. You know, you're delivering shit in an apocalyptic wasteland. You're more of an Amazon person than a mail person, but, you know, you're splitting hairs at that point. But it's real intensive on your weight limit and your load and the shape of your load, what you're carrying, how you carry things. But one of the things that really bothered me about it was the fact that many things are the same size. Like they have like self-contained crates. So it's like an IV bag. You can get a pouch and put them in your pouch, but if you exceed your pouch limit, they go on your back or on your side or in your hands. But like an IV bag comes in a crate that's the same size as the crate that an aerosol can comes in, which is the same size as a crate that, you know, 10 pounds of metal come in, or an assault rifle comes in, or a collapsible ladder comes in. The fact that there are so many uniform sizes for packages makes your character like look ridiculously overburdened when they're not. And it also, like, the height and the size of your pack affect the way you move when you're running on foot. And there are a lot of times in the game when it's like, oh, this is a fragile package, you need to carry it by hand. And you're like, great. And not just by hand, like in your hands. You got to run around holding like one of the triggers down the whole time. You got to set it down to do some crazy stuff or to throw grenades or all that jazz. And that really bugged me. It just bugs me that there's a game that's so hyper fixated on detail would make IV bags and aerosol cans and assault rifles and, you know, 15-foot tall ladders all fit into the same size package. It's absurd on its face and frustrating to say the least. So those were the two things that I thought were what I would classify as the bad. They were like, you know, the bad isn't the worst of it. It's petty annoyances. You get the good, which is the stuff you like. The bad, which are the petty annoyances. And then we're going to get into the ugly. And, hold on. Backtrack back to a little bit more bad. The third person shooting in this game is another thing that's janky as hell. Like, it's an awkward shooter. The targeting system is weird. I have seen things where people said that it is improved from the original, but it's still kind of like wonky, and it doesn't seem to like want to function as an actual shooter game. And I get it, it's not supposed to be a shooter game, but they do fixate on that more heavily in the latter half of the game than they do in the beginning. Like in the beginning, you don't shoot shit. You're running away from everything. But that's another thing that really, well, it didn't really bother me. It was like a little petty irritants. That's why it's in the bad category. So now we're going to get to the ugly. And this is the thing that is making me not like this game and making me not want to play it. And it's the fucking cutscenes. There are so many cutscenes in this game. There are cutscenes for things that don't need cutscenes. Like when you come to the terminals here, you turn stuff in, cutscene. All right, you do a mission, you pick stuff up, cutscene of you standing up off the ground. If you park your vehicle on that little circle and you go to your room or whatever, your safe house, whatever they call it, there's a cutscene I gotta skip. Oh look, a little mini cutscene right here, just because I deposited some stuff. It's just loaded with them. But as I was saying, if you park your vehicle in the circle and you go to the room, there are 4 or 5 cutscenes just to get to your room. It's like a cutscene of you going down the elevator, a cutscene of the garage where your vehicle is closing, a cutscene of your dude laying on the bed, a cutscene of your guy waking up. And then if there's like a phone call you get during that time, there's a brief cutscene of that before it lets you actually get to doing stuff in your room. And it's like, geez, how many cutscenes is this game? This game rivals Xenogears and how many cutscenes it has. It's frustrating. Like, to no end. I hate having to skip cutscenes, especially unnecessary ones. And I get that there's certain need for cutscenes in some instances. But, like, I don't need a cutscene like this. I don't need a cutscene every time I do something. Anytime I react with anything in this world, you get a mini cutscene. Little quick cutscene. You can skip it. It's fine. I shouldn't have to do that. Just don't put the damn cutscene in if everything needs to be skipped. See, like that right there, I'm fine with that. I love watching the technology build. I love building these roads. I think in my game and on my server or whatever it is, dude, I've built, I want to say, a total of like 8 sections of these roads. 95% of the likes I get in this game are from people using my roads, and like they give you likes and stuff for using your roads or something. They track them too. Like I'll log in and it'll just be like green text for a solid like 30 seconds of all the likes I've collected while I was logged out from people who were using the roads I built. And like I'm like this, I spent a solid hour one day just running around collecting resources just to build these stupid roads that make the game more traversable and make it less frustrating. And I guess at this point I'm helping other players more than I'm helping myself, because other people build the road. Other people can build things that affect your in-game world. Like I've built several like random ass generators for charging vehicles and charging things around the world. And I just leave them up because you can disassemble them and then like reduce the stress on the network and in-game network. Like there's, you can see it in the background right about there is one of those generators I built, because I just, you know, build random shit for other people to use that I use like once or twice and then leave it there. But I do like the network aspect of the game. I do like the fact that you're kind of playing with people but not playing with people, that there are other carriers. You can find like their lost gear and deliver it for them, and then they get bonuses or likes and you get bonuses or likes, or however they do it. That stuff's neat. I like the action adventure. I like the open world exploration. The network stuff's neat and different, and your actions affecting the world and other players' worlds cool. But my god, these cutscenes are killing me. Oh, as I said, it rivals Xenogears. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, if you've played Xenogears, you know my frustration right now. And I just like don't need all these cutscenes and everything. Like right here, oh, I need a cutscene to stand up after accepting a mission. Like, I don't need that. I don't want it. If this is where I need to get back into PC gaming, because I guarantee there's a mod that's like excise unnecessary cutscenes, and it probably makes this game so much smoother and more enjoyable in the end run for people like me who hate unnecessary cutscenes. Like, what was that? Is that a cutscene of a micro cutscene of me setting something down? If I set something down, just make it appear in the world. You don't need to show me setting it down. You don't need to show me standing up. You don't need to show me, like, you know, I get the, I don't think it's really a cutscene. It's an animation to get on your thing, to get in and out of vehicles. But there's a point where like you're driving around in vehicles and you need to get out and do stuff all the time. So you have to look at the animations every time too. So having all these like repetitive animations on top of all these cutscenes, that's the ugly. That's the shit that makes me want to like not play this game. I'm want to finish it because I like the story, even if it is a little confusing. I want to see if maybe they answer some questions I have, and I'm trying to avoid reading about it. I've avoided spoilers for this game this whole time, mostly because I was like, maybe I'll get a PlayStation and eventually get around to it. But then Kojima was like, I'm in talks to buy the rights to Death Stranding. So I was like, oh, well, then I could probably play it on PC. And then they did this nice little surprise stealth release on Xbox. And I was like, oh, shit. I don't got to worry about building my PC. Well, I mean, I do need to worry about building my PC. I'm going to get around to redoing that because my other one's fried. That's why I'm doing everything on this fucking laptop. But, you know, so far it's a decent game. I do just hate these cutscenes, and it makes me not enjoy it. It really does. Like, it has so much potential, and they squander it on dumb shit like this. Right? Look, I hopped that huge thing, and then that small rock was like, nah, get fucked. Like, yeah, you can't. You just hopped a crevice, and, oh, I don't know. So, I've been rambling for 16 minutes now, because this video clip that I made, I shortened it. This was an hour long, but I would say the vast majority of this clip was me running around building roads. Because, like, I go to this next part, and then I just start building roads again. And that goes on for, like, 40 minutes. So, I cut the clip there. Mostly because I didn't want this video to run on too long. But that's my review so far. I haven't finished it, but where it stands, chapter 5 or 6, or whatever chapters starts after the Mama chapter, that's where I'm at. I don't know how far to close I am to the end of the game. I feel like I'm getting near the end of the game because I'm more than halfway across the country. But, like, it's like a 5 out of 10 right now. I hope it'll get better. I hope it doesn't get worse, but I don't know. But, man, I'll throw a comment when I finish to update. I doubt I'm going to make a video to update, but there are parts of it I like, and there are parts of it I don't like. And unfortunately, the parts that I don't like outweigh the parts that I do like right now. But that's my review. Belmont out.